Hello, and welcome back to the Dwarven Tavern review of the 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide. Thank you very much. I am Dr. Jeff Goins, and when we where we left off at the last video was the chase. Now, chases are exciting, right? They should be. They can be. And it says here in the book, I think someone noticed that, because it says strict application of the movement rules can turn a potentially exciting chase into a dull, but more importantly, predictable affair. Faster creatures always catch up to slower ones, while creatures with the same speed never close the distance between each other. This set of rules can make chases more exciting by introducing random elements. Okay, the chase rules involve dashing through the snow, a one-horse open sleigh. So, participants in the chase are strongly motivated to use the dash action every round. Pursuers who stop to cast spells and make attack run the risk of losing their quarry, and a quarry that does so is likely to be caught. So think about it. Something's chasing you, you stop to cast a spell, it's got you. Or someone's running away and you stop to unload a spell on them, they're bye-bye. They're out of range. Dashing during the chase, a participant can freely use the dash action a number of times equal to 3 plus its Constitution modifier. Each additional dash action it takes during the chase requires the creature to succeed on a DC of 10 Constitution check at the end of its turn, or gain 1 level of exhaustion. So, when you dash it up, and dashing is on page 192 of the player's handbook, that means you double your speed. So you can do this to 3 plus your Constitution modifier. Number of times. In the dash action, you get your movement rate like 30, and 30 is a walk. So you can dash, which doubles your speed to 60. You can do that to 3, and if your Constitution bonus is plus 4, that would be an 18 con. Then that's a total of 7 rounds, or 7 actions that you can dash. Okay? Once you drop down, once you get 5 levels of exhaustion, you make your DC check, and when you fail it, you run uphill or up a set of stairs or something, then you fail you get a level of exhaustion. When you reach 5 levels of exhaustion, you drop out of the chase because your speed reaches 0. You have to stop. You can remove the levels of exhaustion and gain during the chase by finishing a short or long rest. Okay. That kind of simulates, the getting tired, obviously. Then what they've included here is the chase complications, and blah, 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 blah. You roll a d20, and you could possibly, a large obstacle such as a horse or a cart blocks your way. You roll a DC of 15 dexterity check, acrobatics, to get past the obstacle. On a failed check, it counts as 10 feet in the difficulty of terrain. So what they've done here is they have replaced or supplanted, I guess, like maneuvers to gain on an enemy with obstacles, which I don't really care for. I like it when you can gain on an enemy or make a check to and honestly, the Pathfinder rules, there's an advanced set of rules for chasing in Pathfinder that is absolutely wonderful. And So you can design your own chase tables, of course, and you can have your own rules. I would bring the Pathfinder rules right into this, so that takes a little bit off of the chasing, because it there should be rules for movement. Personally, I believe that having a higher dexterity and a higher strength can make you a faster, or lower, make you a slower runner, or other type of thing. So yeah, it's kind of an interesting thing. I think that, saying every human being has a movement rate of 30 that's taking a huge. I mean, that's a huge generalization, and I don't agree with it. So it's up to you. It's up to you to adjudicate that. Then we get into the diseases and poisons, which it has a pretty good assortment thereof. And it has only a limited number of diseases, in which you have like cackle, fever, sewer plague, or sight rot, bleeding from the eyes. All of these diseases have it's a DC Constitution check, and you suffer loss to something, either hit points, Constitution, or something else. And then it has the cures for these. Sight rot, for example, it can be cured using a rare flower called eyebright, which grows in some swamps. Given an hour, a character who has proficiency with herbalism kit can turn the flower into 1 dose of ointment and apply to the eyes. Before a long rest, 1 dose prevents the disease from worsening. After that rest, after 3 doses, the disease is cured permanently, or entirely, not permanently. It's cured until the next time you catch it. So that's cool. I like that. In the modern times, you get an eye infection, you just slap some Johnson's & Johnson's baby shampoo into those eyes, into that infection, and it is no more tears, and it does clean your eyes out. It's amazing. So yeah, highly recommend that. I'm all about natural cures anyway. So not that anything from that company is natural, but in this case, they did it right. So there you have it. It also covers madness and madness effects, long-term and indefinite madness, and how to cure it. Goes into some pretty cool things there. Then it has the Chapter 9 is the Dungeon Master's Workshop, which is new ability scores such as honor and sanity. We used to play with luck, and you had a luck score, and your luck score would often just be that, and you'd roll a luck roll at the beginning of the day, and that would determine whether you had good or bad luck that day, which was a minus or a plus to every roll. It wasn't major, but it was just enough to give you that little oomph. I had more than one player in my games who survived just because of the virtue of the luck roll. They had like a +1 for the day, and that +1 saved their life. So it's all fun. It's all about fun. Then it has adventuring options like fear and horror, and healing, and the healer's kit dependency, and healing surges, and slow natural healing, rest variants like epic heroism, which apparently is bicep, gritty realism, firearms, which can be used. I mean, matchlocks and the old flintlocks and wheel lock pistols. Those are cool. And they were often the reason that most of these old firearms were club shaped is that after you fired it, you had a club in your hand, period. Unless you were in a position where you could reload. Reloading took so long, and it was so unreliable. The firing mechanism was so unreliable in some of these weapons, especially the matchlock, that sometimes you didn't even get to fire it, and the firing thereof took so long that it was often more effective as a club than a firearm. So that's the kind of gaming I like. Then you have grenades and alien technology such as dynamite, because everybody knows E.T. blow the crap out of things. Then you have goes into plot points and combat options. What I generally do as a dungeon, actually let's hold off there, and when we come back we will talk about plot points and getting into that. Again, this is the 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide. I may have referred to it as the 3rd edition at one point in time in the dim and distant past, at which point I was remiss. This is the 5th edition Dungeon Master's Guide. It goes for $49.95 from www.dungeonsanddragons.com. And don't forget to subscribe and like us, and we need your affection. And don't forget to look us up at www.dwarventavern.net. And remember that we wish for you to want for nothing but adventure. And at first I feared it, then I charged. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.